Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Good afternoon on the National News this hour from BGI Television. My name is Morire Rabila Lawal. The news in details with the headlines. Tinubu sacks Nigeria's anti-trust score after fining British Tobacco $110 million. Court adjourns Kanu's ₦1 billion suit against FG till March 4. Again, Lautech rated #1 state varsity in Nigeria. Gunmen abduct Ogun farmer, demand 50 million naira. On sports, Murphy picked as replacement for Boniface, but Super Eagles coach fears it could be blocked by Nice club in France. The news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has dismissed Babatunde Irukere, the Executive Vice Chairman and CEO of the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission. Irukere was appointed DG of the Consumer Protection Council in April 2017, but after the transition of CPC into the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission in December 2019, it became the EVC. The sack was contained in a statement signed by presidential spokesman Ajuri Ngelale on Monday evening. Last month, the FCCP under Irukere fined the British American Tobacco PLC in Nigeria a sum of $110 million as part of the resolution for alleged market dominance abuse in Nigeria, which includes violations of public health regulations. BAT was penalized for alleged market dominance abuse in Nigeria, which includes violations and public health regulations. The antitrust agency said it levied the fine after a 3-year probe into practices at the cigarette maker. According to report, FCCPC said the complaint parties will be subject to compliance and monitoring for 24 months to ensure adherence to appropriate behavioral and business practices. The antitrust agency said it levied a fine after the 3-month into practice at the cigarette maker. Information gives that subject compliance and monitoring for 24 months to ensure adherence to appropriate business practices. Also, the companies are obligated to engage in mandatory public health and tobacco control advocacy in line with relevant legislation. Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court, Abuja, has fixed further hearing for March 4th, 2024 in a fresh ₦1 billion suit filed by the detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, against the federal government and 3 others. The others are the Attorney General of the Federation, the Department of State Services, DSS, and its Director General Yusuf Bichi. Justice James Omotosho rescheduled hearing in the Fundamental Right Enforcement suit on Monday, following the absence of the applicant's lawyer. At the mention of the case, no lawyer announced appearance for the applicant, while the respondents were represented by 2 lawyers, Enoch Simon for the federal government and the ATF, and I work for the DSS. Simon informed the court that his clients were only served with the hearing notice and had not served with the suit's originating processes. Moving on to the next story. Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Lautech, Ogbomoso, has again retained its #1 position as the best state university in Nigeria for the past 2 years. The ranking was published by the Times Higher Education, THE, World University Ranking in its latest publication, January 2024. Oyo State Commissioner for Information and Civic Orientation, Prince Dotun Oyelade, said the publication also named Confidence University, OTA, and the University of Ibadan as the other 2 topmost Nigerian universities. Oyelade recalled that for 11 years, Lautech lost its past glory and was compromised for political gains, but since Governor Seyi Makinde came on board, the fortunes of the university changed radically. Ladoke Akintola University of Technology turnaround was further consolidated by the success of Makinde to make Oyo State the sole owner of the institution by negotiating an ₦8 billion severance agreement with Osun State, which has now enabled him to consolidate on his ambition for the institution and expand its horizon with the establishment of the Faculty of Agriculture and Renewable Science in Ishayin last year. Gunmen have abducted a 70-year-old piggery farmer Adeife Ifelaja in Ijebu North local government area of the state. Information gathered that Adeife, a member of the Redeemed Christian Church of God (RCCG), was abducted at his residence on the 9th of December 31st while he was preparing to go for the crossover service. A family source told correspondents on Monday that Adeife's abductors have reached out to the family, demanding a 50 million naira. I learned that abductors are asking for 50 million naira, which family said it was huge. I heard they were negotiating for 10 million naira, but I don't know if the money was paid. The incident was reported to a police station in Ijebu. The Commissioner of Police, Abiodun Alamutu, confirmed the incident, saying that the state command operatives are leaving no stone unturned to ensure the farmer is released and reunited with his family. One of the four suspected arrested in Oyo, Ibadan precisely, Oyo State Police Command for Armed Robbery, Ifawamide Ayo, has spoken on how he became a member of an armed robbery gang through a prison inmate he met at Agodi Correctional Center. His temporary sojourn there while awaiting fulfillment of bail conditions given by court. Ayo said he landed in prison for possession of criminal charms when he had no one to take care of his bail conditions when charged to court, but was introduced to armed robbery by the fellow inmate, simply known as Akube Senior, when the two of them met after leaving the prison. Ayo, aged 24, and three other suspects were shown to journalists on December 29, 2023 by Commissioner of Police Adebola Amzal, represented by the police spokesman SP Adewale Oshifeso, during the press briefing. The four suspects were among the 38 arrested for various crimes. The three others were identified as Abubakar Siddiq, 21, Abdullah Ifatai, who was also known as Akube, 20, and Olukule Tuhib, 21. Information landed on November 4, 2023 at about 1:30 a.m. Ayo, with other members of an armed robbery gang, invaded the residence of one Abdulkadri, Sunday held at Olumiye community at Obere area of Ibadan. One of them, identified as Akube, who was also the gang leader but currently at large, reportedly scaled the fence and opened the gate for the others to come in. Armed with guns, cutlasses, and other weapons, they broke the door to the house to gain entry. They reportedly collected a cash of 145,000 naira, an expensive phone, before escaping. From the wife's Itel phone, they were said to have transferred over 100,000 naira from our bank account through a gang member, Toib, whose operation is called Wire after he was given the victim's SIM card. Moving on to the next story. Suspected kidnappers arrested by the Anambra State Police Command have revealed that they used enticing photos of beautiful ladies on Facebook to lure their victims. Aderemi Adeoye, Commissioner of Police in the state, made this known during the press conference in Oka on Monday. The CP said operatives of the command arrested about 30 suspected criminals between December 4, 2023 to date. According to the Commissioner, 12 suspects were arrested for kidnapping, 9 for alleged armed robbery, 6 for cultism, and 3 over alleged insurgency across the state. He said 11 vehicles, 12 firearms, and 40 ammunition were recovered from the suspect within the period. Finally, on sports. Nice of France forward Terry Murphy has been picked as a replacement for injured Victor Boniface in the Super Eagles squad for the Africa Cup of Nations. Boniface, as Force reported, will miss the tournament in Cote d'Ivoire due to a groin injury, which is expected to keep him out for at least 6 weeks, what we exclusively gathered. Murphy, who was a shock omission from the initial squad, is obvious candidate, but there are doubts over his state of mind, and fears are that he could snub the late invitation due to the pain he suffered when he was left out of the initial squad. Some senior players in the Super Eagles have been asked to speak with him before the coach Jose Peseiro will have a word with him on joining the team. However, the biggest hurdle is convincing his club to let him leave with a short notice, with the League One side now in a position to stop him from joining the team. The number of days required to inform a club about picking their player for the tournament has elapsed, meaning they can now decide against releasing the player without any fear of what might be the consequence of their actions. With the sports story, we've come to the end of today's national news. Before we go, some headlines. Tinubu sacks Nigeria's anti-cross after fining British Tobacco 110 million US dollar. Court adjourns Kanu's 1 billion naira suit against FG till March 4th. Again, Lautech rated #1 state varsity in Nigeria. Government adopt Ogun farmer, demand 50 million naira. On sport, Murphy picked as replacement for Boniface, but Super Eagles coach fears it could be blocked by his club in France. For update of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Baba Bagide Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagide Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For advertisements of your goods and services, coverage of events and function, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Pabila Lawal. Good afternoon.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.